What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Kinstretch class brought to you by Stretch Effect. My name is Coach Luke, and I'll be taking you through today's level 2 shoulder internal rotation focus class. So when you look at the ball and socket joints, right? So your shoulders and your hips, really getting down to the requisite motion for all the other motions that we go through, shoulder internal rotation or hip internal rotation is really the foundation for all of our other movements. So if we want to look at healthy shoulder function, we look at internal rotation first, and we also look at external rotation. So the healthier, the cleaner our internal rotation is of our shoulder, the easier it's going to be to go into flexion, extension, abduction, and all the motions that we kind of expressed with our shoulder cars. So really going to be getting into the kind of the finer details of shoulder internal rotation today. I recommend, if you haven't done the sleeper, to go back through our other shoulder or shoulder specific or shoulder internal rotation specific classes, because today we're going to get right into some pills and rails. We're going to do some passive range holds, passive range lift-offs, and even get into some eccentrics, which I would not recommend if you haven't done this type of training before. Go back to the other classes, do the internal rotation classes and shoulder focus classes first, and then come back at a later date to the eccentric, or to this class where we do the eccentrics, which are very specific, very position specific. So get some practice, kind of prep the tissues, and then come back to this class. But without further ado, let's get started on our internal rotation focus class. We're just going to start right into some capsule cars. So we're going to go straight on down to the side. We're going to do some capsule cars from straight on position. We're going to do capsule cars from bent arm position, and then get into our shoulder cars before we get to our pillars and rails. So let's go straight on. You can say collapse kneeling, you can go tall kneeling if you like. Think go here, think go down, nice and tight through the rest of the body. We're just going to rotate internally and rotate externally, right? So as we go here, this is our internal rotation that we're going to be working today, right? So as you go from here, whether you're doing it here, whether you're doing it here, whether you're doing the shoulder card and doing it here, that internal rotation really tells us what's going on in the shoulder capsule. If you don't have a whole lot of internal rotation, it's going to be really hard to do all the other motions that we go through with our shoulder cars. So we want to make sure that these are nice and primed. Make sure these move well. Let's go to our bent arm variation, so that when we do our shoulder cars, we can get the rotation in the joint that's needed to make sure that we can get a good, clean, healthy movement. Let's go. 2, external rotate. 1 more, down. Every time we do our capsule cars, right, then push into that boundary, right? I don't want to do this. I want to go as far down as I can internally. Before I do that, drive into that there. 1 more, let's externally rotate, press back, and squeeze, and come down. So you can stay in that tall kneeling, you can come down to collapse kneeling. Let's go shoulder cars. I'm going to go this arm right out to the side. This hand on the ribcage, make sure I'm down. I'm going to adduct across the body. Elbow stays straight as I cross my face, come over the top once I can't get any more into shoulder flexion. And then do that same internal, so not just the arm. Then rotate the bicep, come around over the top, reach back, continue rotating, down my side. You're hearing me keep that open palm. I extend that shoulder, and I'm going to rotate over the top, as high as I can up into flexion, cross that body, come all the way down and through, and back, and 1 more rep as we switch directions, come over, straight the ear with the bicep, rotate that shoulder as much as I can here while I come over the top as much as I can, doing everything else nice and still. Reverse, 1 more rep, come out over, and cross the body 1 more time. Elbow stays locked out and around. Switch arms. So right hand comes the rib cage, make sure I stay tight. I want to go block between the knees, you can do that as well. Just keep the body tight, locked in. Cross the body, the adduction, elbows locked. Cross over as I come over the top. I'm rotating as much as I can, just like our capsule cars, over the top. Come around, back of my hand touches my side, ribs stay down, extend straight back, over the top. Now I cross that body, start turning my hand over, come around, back in start position. Let's go 1 more time, cross the body, up and over the top, rotate around, over, keep turning that arm over, keep rotating as I come all the way to the start. and reverse. Extend. Everything else stays still, ribs stay down, glutes stay tight, body is a statue. As I rotate over the top, come around, and through. Okay, let's get right into some side lying shoulder internal rotation pillars and rails. So I'm gonna start with my right shoulder. I'm just gonna land my right side, not block in my head. Here, on the body in like a V position, right? So if my hips are on the back side of my yoga mat here, my feet will be pointed in the direction of that front corner. If you want to have your knees bent, that's okay. Just make sure those femurs are pointed in that direction toward the opposite corner. Use the block or pillow. You can have it here, you can have it sideways. One thing with the sleeper, I want to make sure that the back side of my shoulder is not hiking up into my ear. So I'll make sure I got the stacked shoulder between my left shoulder and my right shoulder, and the back side of my shoulder is flat to the floor. This elbow can be here, straight out in front, or drop it down just a little bit. The more you drop it down, just not super crazy down here, we just want to give the AC joint a little bit more space. So as you have it straight out front, just drop it down 1 to 2 inches. And then as I take this top hand, I'm just going to guide the shoulder into internal rotation. As I come down here, I want the rest of my body to stay nice and tight. So I don't want to just arch through my back. I don't want to let anything else move. I definitely don't want to let this shoulder pop up this way, right? So that's why I want to make sure that we're here, we're stacked. Back side of that shoulder down. Elbows just slightly below shoulder height, right here. So we've got a little space there. This fifth, this palm, will point in the direction of my waistline, my belt buckle, and then everything else is stacked over the top. Left shoulder over right shoulder, coming down into internal rotation. Okay, so we're just going to hang out here for about 2 minutes. We're going to do a set of pills, set of rails. We're going to rest for about 30 seconds. We'll do another set of pills and rails. And then we'll get right into what's called passive controls, which I'll explain when we get there. We'll do one set of passive controls, one set of passive liftoffs, and then we'll do a set of eccentrics for internal rotation. And then we'll switch sides. So we'll spend a good amount of time on each shoulder before switching sides. And then we'll finish with shoulder cars. We'll call it a day. So just breathing, right? Whenever we're doing our passive stretch component of tails and heels, we just want to make sure that we're going about 4 to 5 count on the inhale, right? Belly breathing, and about an 8 to 10 count exhale. Just going out super slow. Every time we exhale, we really want to try to relax as much as possible, and then slowly guide that shoulder into more internal rotation. Okay, so we'll hang out here for about another 30 seconds. Just real quickly, let's review. Our pails, I'm slowly starting driving my right hand, my bottom hand up to my top hand, trying to rotate out of that, right? So I'm starting slow, we're building up for 10 seconds, and then we're gonna hold the max effort, whatever that is for you for the day, for another 10. And then internal rotation, as I rails, I'm gonna try to pull more off the top hand, as I try to rotate more into internal rotation. Hold that for about 15 seconds, take about 30-second break. Okay, so here, make sure the elbow stays still, shoulder stays down, everything is nice and locked in. Make sure the shoulders are stacked, make sure you're not rotating open too much. Right there, take a breath in, hold, and start driving up into that top hand. Okay, so body stays tight, continue breathing, but don't lose that tension. You got 50%, 60%, 70, 80, 90, and max effort hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Pull off that top hand. Top hand stays still. Bottom line just tries to rotate more like you're arm wrestling your goats, right? We're trying to keep driving down, keep rotating in, keep rotating in. Make sure this stays down. If you want to use that hand to hold it, put it there. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come back down. Get a little bit more stretch. As you relax out of that pills and rails, your body's going to naturally give you a little bit more range. As you show it, like, hey, you know, it's safe there, right? You can still contract. Your body will give you a little bit more, okay? So just breathe here for about 30 seconds. Make sure you're not shrugging up and ready, right? So make sure, as I demonstrated that, I've lost the position, right? So make sure you're always in good position. That's always the most important. Make sure the shoulders are stacked. Make sure everything is nice and still as we rotate, okay? Let's go for around 2 tails rails here, so take a breath. And start slowly pressing up into that top hand. 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Pull off that top hand. Drive. If you're not getting off the top hand, that's okay. That just means you're at your end range. Just keep trying to drive down. We're internally rotating more off that top hand. Keep driving. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just relax. Back down. Just here. Sit there. If you need to reset, that's okay. If you kind of slid out of it, that's totally fine. It's really just working keeping that body tension. Everything nice and locked in, nice and still. Okay, so just breathe here. Just take some breaths. Get nice and relaxed. Try to get deeper into that internal rotation. So what we'll do now is some passive range holds. Okay, so passive range holds will start out very much like our rails contraction. So I'm going to actively try to drive down towards the floor, and then I'm just going to remove my top hand. So if I'm not contracting, you'll see this, right? The hand will come out of it, right? Because this is demonstrating my passive range, right? So I'm going to actively contract, move my top hand, try not to lose any distance there. We're going to hold for 5 seconds. We're going to hold for 5 seconds, and then relax. We're going to go a little bit deeper. We're going to do 5-second holds. Okay, so make sure that as we hold, my palm, my fist continues pressing toward my waistline, right? Your body's going to want to come out this way or come in more towards your body. So make sure you just keep that good 90-degree bend of the elbow here, pointing right towards the waistline, keeping that elbow directly here, right? So it's not straight out necessarily, but a little bit low. Your body is going to want you to do this, right? So really work on just rotating from that humerus, right? So that's that internal rotation I'm going for. And then don't let that shoulder shrug up, right? So just here, body stays tight. Take a breath in, contract, and release that top hand and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back down. That's 1, got 4 more there. Okay, take a breath in, contract, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back down. 2, breath, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. 3, 2 more here, guys. Here we go. Take a breath and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back down. Make sure your body stays closed. Last one here. Take a breath and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back down. You're probably a little lower than when you started. Make sure everything stays nice and still. So from there, so this is our end range, right? From there, I'm just going to rotate out of it just a little bit. Could come up, 15 degrees or so, 15, 20 degrees, about 2 or 3 inches. From there, we're going to do something called passive range lift-offs. So in this position, all I'm going to do is now lift off my top hand, so my top hand will stay here, and I'm just going to lift off of it to pull down into more internal rotation, and then I'll just come right back to the starting point. So here, body stays tight, shoulders are tight, just make sure I get there, stop here, and then I'm just going to rotate and pull off. Rotate, back down, 2, rotate, 3, so 10 reps here, rotate, 4, rotate, 5, your arm resting, right, rotate, 6, rotate, 7, rotate, 8, rotate, 9, last one, pull off and hold 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Okay, so if you want to shake it out, you can. It's a lot on one shoulder at one time. We're just going to make sure it's nice and relaxed. We'll go right into what's called eccentrics for this. So I'll explain this before we go into it. So eccentric, everything is going to be in the same position. Okay, shoulders are stacked, shoulder elbows right below the shoulder height. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start kind of at this range here, right? So where I'm very, very strong and I have a lot of rotation. I'm going to press my arms together as if these were fighting against each other. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if this one was pressing at about a 10, this one will be driving out at about a 9. So although they're contracting together, my top hand is going to win, and it's just going to contract, and I'm just going to slowly rotate into that internal rotation. I'll find close to my end range, and then I'll just slowly come out of it and relax. Okay, so we're going to do 5 reps here, 5 5-second eccentrics, right? So I'm contracting together, they're competing to fight against each other, and then this top hand is going to win, and then slowly, very slowly, I'm going to pull me into internal rotation while I'm contracting to try to externally rotate, right? So that's what eccentric is. I'm contracting that muscle, and then I'm stretching in that opposite direction. Okay? So get nice and tight. Make sure your form is perfect here. You want to make sure you have a good position. Fist points towards that waistline. Ribs are down. Core is tight. Feet are stacked. You want to take another block and squeeze between the legs for more full body tension. That's totally doable. I highly recommend it. The more tension you create throughout your body, the better. Okay, so we got 5-second reps. Take a breath in. Brace your core. Start pressing those arms together, and then slowly start coming down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back up. If you've never done this before, I recommend don't go all the way to your end range. Maybe stop a couple inches short. Just get a feel for what eccentric feels like in this internal rotation position. Okay, take breath in, brace, start pressing together. Top hand presses at 10, bottom hand presses at 9, and we're rotating slowly down. 3, 2, 1, and then back. 2, tight, press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 3. 2 more here, guys. Press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 4. Last one. Perfect technique. Body's tight. Contract and rotate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Woo, shake that out. Now switch sides. We're doing the whole thing again. We got pillars and rails for the left arm. We got pass range holds, pass range lift offs, and eccentrics. Okay? Left shoulder. Stack the shoulder right, so make sure that the feet are pointed towards the front corner. Catch it towards the back side. Got this nice V body position here. So as I rotate down this way, fist points towards that waistline, belt buckle, shoulders are stacked. Got my block. Elbow goes straight out, and we drop step just a little bit. Make sure I keep that back side of that shoulder down. And slowly rotate down into internal rotation. You may notice that one side is a little better than the other. My left side does not like to rotate internally quite as much as the right. After some coaching with some pillars and rails and some folds, usually gets pretty close. But as you'll find, my left external is a little bit better than my right external. So other times the body just kind of works that way in opposites. Okay. So just breathe here. Nice and easy. As you breathe, as you each exhale, try to get a little bit deeper in internal rotation. Everything nice and still. Remember to rotate from the wrist as we press down, right? So I want to press from here, not at my fist, from that wrist position here. Okay. Make sure everything's nice and tight. Take a breath in. Start that first pelvis contraction. Right up into that top hand. We're building that at 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Pull off that top hand, drive down, drive down, drive down, drive down. Top hand stays, bottom hand just tries to rotate and do more internal rotation. Stay in contact, just keep trying to actively drive down internally. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Make sure you drop the elbow down too much. Reset if you need to. Stay back. I'll just stay to 90. And we're just going to breathe and relax for about 30 seconds. Another set. Tails and rails. Do some holds. Lift offs. 30 seconds. Just breathe from here. Make sure the fist points towards the waistline. Don't lose that 90-degree elbow bend. Make sure the back side of that shoulder stays down. Make sure it's shrugging up through here. Okay, let's take one more big deep breath. And exhale, try to get a little bit more. Okay, let's take breath in. Slip by that core, slip by that torso, and slip your belly up into that top hip. Feel that contraction up there. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, shake it, 80, 90, and 100% for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Pull off that top hand, drive down, drive down, drive down, drive down, drive down, drive down, pull off, pull off, pull off, pull off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Probably trying to get a little bit more. Make sure you're not opening up too much. Shoulders stay stacked. Everything stays nice and still. Okay, take about 30 seconds here. Breathe. Find that new range. We're going to do our Casper hold. We got 5-second holds. We got 10 lift-offs. We got 5 eccentrics. Okay. Here. Now we're moving over there. We're going to remove the top hand. We're just going to try to hold that position in place, and then we're going to take the top hand back to that bottom arm. Okay, so here. Raise the traction, drive down, and move that top hand and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. 1. Tract. Move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. 2. Right there. Contract. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. 3. Position right still. Track and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. We got one more here. Best one yet. Solidify that torso, solidify that body. And we'll move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Okay. So here, should rotate out of just a little bit. Make sure this is the wrist is okay. From there, we're gonna take the top hand off, the bottom hand off the top hand. So from there, we're gonna do 10 reps here. I'm just gonna solidify my body, so it's tight, and pull, and down. 1, pull, down. 2, and pull. Good. Rotate. 4, body still. Rotate. 5, rotate. 6, rotate. 7, rotate. 8, rotate. 9, last one, and rotate. 10. Very good. Okay, so reset the easy. Lost any positions. Okay, just reset it. Let's start up tall, nice and top. Top hand presses down into my bottom hand. Bottom hand presses up into my top hand. This it presses at 10. Bottom hand presses at 9. Contracting, and then we'll just rotate into more internal rotation. Okay, body's just tight, solidify. Press arms together, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back up. And press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. Press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up. 3. Make sure the rest of the body is squeezing just as tight, right? So if this is squeezing at 10, squeezing at 9, I want my body squeezing at 10 all through my body. So again, if you want to squeeze the bar from your legs, you can. Really brace your core, don't miss any position here. You got 2 more here. Squeeze together. Rotate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down, back up. Last one here. Track, squeeze together. Body stays tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Some rotation there, very nice. Very good. So that was 2 rounds of pills and rails. That was 1 round of pass ridge holds, 5-second holds, pass ridge lift offs for 10, and then that was our 5 eccentrics. So those shoulders should be nice and toasty warm by now, and we got feel good contraction all the way through the shoulder as we work those eccentrics. So here we're just going to finish with 2 shoulder cars on each shoulder. We can do some capsule cars just to kind of get some more rotation, and we'll call it a day. So let's come up into our half kneeling position. So I'm just going to do right knee will be down. I'm going to have my right arm out the side, left hand in my rib cage. Just going to cross the body. Just going to space here. We're going to come all the way over the top. Everything we just worked on. So really kind of feel that internal rotation that we just worked on there. Come up all the way over, down and reverse. rotate over, squeeze it out, wring it out towel, right? So feel everything that we just worked on there. Feel that space we just created through that shoulder capsule. And internal rotation is the foundation for everything else that we do with our shoulder. It's better our shoulder can internally rotate, better it can flex, extend, add depth like we're doing now. There you go, let's go switch. Here, stay down, glute stays tight on the side, left arm's out to the side. Externally rotate and adduct, over and around, down and reverse, extend all the way over, ribs down, body stays tight. One more, over the top, around. Last one. Tight with the rest of the body. Do as much rotation from the shoulders as we can. And come down. Very good. So let's just go back to our capsule cars that we started with. We'll call it a day. So we're going to collapse the in. Let's go arms out to the sides. Take fists. And we're just going to rotate. Do that internal rotation so we can get a little bit more when we start today's class. Externally rotate. Internally rotate. Externally rotate. 2. Internal. 3. Good. 4. Last one. Rotate. And rotate. Let's go back here. So 5 reps here. So we got bent arm. Internally rotate. Very, very clear where we just worked on there, right? Elbows at 90. We just worked on rotating in that capsule, just like the rails, fascia controls, fascia flip flops, and eccentrics. Good. 2. 3. 2 more here. Don't arch them back. Come back. External, last one here. Squeeze out, squeeze for more. Fight it, fight it, fight it, fight it. Shrug. Last one, externally rotate. And come down. Shake them out. Very good. That's it for today's level 2 internal rotation focused hinge thrust class. I highly recommend you kind of continue to do your capsule cars and cars throughout the day and every day, whether it's the morning, whether it's before you work out, whether it's the end of the day. More of those cars you can build and enjoy your day, the better, and then come back to these more focused hills, rail set classes where the joints maybe 1 to 2 times a week, build that more frequency, continue to kind of progress those joints, get better for everything that you want to do. So thank you for joining me in today's class and hope to see you at the next.